everybody, what is up? It is Lynn. Welcome back to my channel. Hi, happy Friday night it is for me here. Hope you're having a great start to your weekend. We have got a lot of drama to get into in this one video. We're going to talk a little bit about Shane Dawson, Ryland Adams. We're also going to talk about James Charles and Manny MUA. And we're also going to talk about some other stuff. So if you're interested in any of those people, then stay tuned because we've got some drama, some tea, some gossip, and we're ready to spill it all. So let's go. Before I start with all the drama, I'm going to give myself a little spritz of setting spray because I haven't put any on yet. So I'm going to use the Nivea Set It and Forget It setting spray, now available at Space NK. So if you're near a Space NK store and you want to try Nikki's products, then her Nivea range is there. So let's try this. Oh, there we go. Okay, a little bit of that. Ooh, just bukkaking myself with the setting spray. PG, family friendly. And let me get my phone. Ooh. Oh, okay, it doesn't have a scent to it. I normally like setting sprays that do have a scent. This one doesn't, but, you know, if it does the job, then that's what we want. You know, if it keeps your makeup on, then that's what we want. So we're going to see. I'll have a little test of this one, and I will let you guys know. I do love Nikki's Where It All Starts cream. This one, I've been using this a lot. Using this now every time that I do my makeup because I really like it for a primer. So that's what I've been using recently. And we are going to get into some drama about James Charles. James Charles. Now, James Charles went to Vegas, of course. He went to the Grammys, but he didn't go to the real Grammys. He went to the Grammys that you could pay to go to, allegedly. You know, he went to the red carpet that you could allegedly pay £1,000 or $1,000 a ticket for, and he was kind of clout chasing with some bigger social media stars like Anita, who's got way more followers than him. He posted the photos up on his Instagram, of course. And then aside from James Charles, we're going to get into Manny MUA. Now, Manny MUA has just released a collection with Luna Beauty, and girl, it looks basic. It looks basic for basic bitches, if you ask me. So Manny's just released this palette, which is a nude palette. It's called Nude Prism, like his Moon Prism palette. Now, the Moon Prism blush palette, I actually have that. I thought that was quite cute. But this nude palette, I looked at it and I thought, girl, go on, girl, give us nothing. You know, really that. I thought, wow, this is something that's already been on the market. I looked at it and I thought, my God, you know, Colourpop, Morphe, I thought Tati Beauty, you know, I was like, this is really nothing new, it's nothing exciting. You know, Manny did even say in his YouTube video about the products, oh, this collection, I was going very florals for spring, groundbreaking. And I'm like, girl, okay, so you're famous. Manny is famous for the, you know, the copper eye nude lip look, which, okay, if that's your look, then that's your look. But, you know, I'm not hating on that. However you do makeup is how you do makeup. You know, I'm not hating on that at all. But what we're really here to talk about, apart from Manny's boring, basic-ass nude palette, is this thing with Michaela. Now, Michaela, the really popular TikToker, Manny the other day went out to dinner with her, and he was posting the pictures on his social media, doing his Manny MUA, Manny Mooch social climber thing that he did with Jeffree Star a long time ago. So Manny and James Charles have both been kind of clinging on to creators who've got more followers and are more popular than they are. And this is really, really, you know, what people always used to talk about with the big beauty creators, that some of them were mooching, like Manny and Gabriel and Laura were all mooching off Jeffree Star and Nikita Dragon as well, back in sort of 2018. You know, these guys were all mooching off of Jeffree Star because Jeffree Star already had a fan base. Before he came to YouTube, of course, Jeffree Star did music. So he already had a fan base, and everybody was kind of, you know, riding on his coattails because he was more famous than them, you know, and they were all like, oh wow, if I go on Jeffree's channel, I'll get something out of it, you know, I can get followers out of it like that. And that was how I think a lot of them grew, you know, or really became well known in the beauty community, because they were collaborating with Jeffree Star. Nikki Tutorials collaborated with Jeffree, Manny MUA, Nikita Dragon, James Charles. They all at one time or another Laura Lee, they all at one time or another collaborated with Jeffree Star. And not being funny, but at the time, Jeffree Star was the more prominent, he was the more well-loved beauty guru at the time. So those creators who collabed with Jeffree definitely all got something out of it. You know, I'm not coming for Nikki here, because I like Nikki. I like Nikki tutorials. I think she's good with, you know, her makeup videos, what she does. I think she's great. But I think the creators like Manny, who, you know, do like a copper eye nude lip, and Laura, you know, who goes for a very kind of girl next door look, in my opinion. I think those sort of creators wouldn't have been so noticed had they not collaborated with Jeffree Star. Just my 2 cents, my opinion. You know, you can have your opinion. Everyone is allowed to have their feelings, their opinions. But Manny MUA, you know, to post that picture with Michaela, I was like, okay, we see what's going on here. This is Manny doing his mooching, doing his social climbing, you know, same old Manny from 2018. Ain't nothing changed, although Manny will sit there and tell you until he's blue in the face that he has changed since Dramageddon 1 and everything like that. Girl, I'm not believing it. I'm not buying it. I still think Manny is a sneaky snake. I'm not buying it. I'm going to talk a little bit more about James Charles. James Charles on this weekend in Vegas. There was a lot of controversy over this because James posed for photos with kids. Ethan Klein actually called James Charles out on his podcast for the way that James was talking about the whole suitcase thing, where James was being charged more because his suitcase was overweight, his baggage was overweight at the airport, and James was complaining about $100 excess baggage charge. He didn't really want to pay it, so he took stuff out of his bag and went off on a whole TikTok rant about it. And then, aside from Ethan Klein calling James Charles out for that and other drama creators making videos about that, there was James Charles hanging around with kids.
So cute. And your nose like want to do a selfie together? Let's do it. Did you get it? Yeah. Oh, yes, you did get it. Nice to meet you. Have a high five.
There was a lot of pictures and video footage of James Charles hanging out with little kids. And we all know what James Charles has been in controversy for. Sexting minors, you know. James Charles, he's still there, he's still on YouTube, still uploading every week. He just put out another video today, which is like trying the cheapest makeup that he could find on Amazon. It's like, okay James, here you are again, trying to rip into poor people who can't afford the best of everything by, you know, taking the piss out of makeup that's cheap or whatever. It's like, James, you know, we're tired. We're tired of this, girl. You know, stop trying to cosplay as a poor James. It doesn't suit you. But we're going to move on, because apart from James and Manny being messy and mooching off bigger creators, the other kind of news at the moment that I wanted to talk about was Shane Dawson and Ryland Adams going a little bit further on their baby journey. Now, this is controversial. A lot of people on the internet have got a lot of harsh opinions about this, because a lot of people don't think that Shane Dawson and Ryland Adams should be allowed to have a kid because of all Shane Dawson's old jokes, his past humour. A lot of people really don't like the fact that Shane and Ryland are having a baby. Now, they've talked in previous videos about finding an egg donor for their baby, and then this week on the SIP, Ryland got kind of a little bit juicy talking about sperm donation and stuff, and it's funny. It's funny to listen to, if you ask me. You know, yes, people have strong opinions about it, but, like, come on, let them live, you know. Shane Dawson is not cancelled. Ryland Adams is not cancelled. They're still uploading. They're still on social media. They're still creating, you know. Nobody can really cancel them, I think. I think they can't be cancelled. You know, I think, yes, okay, although Shane took time away from the internet in, you know, 2020, I still don't think he can be cancelled. You know, I don't think that's going to happen. Shane Dawson is one of the biggest creators on YouTube, on the platform. So I don't think he can be cancelled. As much as people try to bring him and Ryland down, I don't think it's ever going to happen. Yes, okay, Shane, it did seem a little bit touch and go when Shane took that big break, but he's back now. And, you know, they're sharing their baby journey with the world. So it's like, well, the people who tried to cancel them really didn't do much good, did they? They really didn't cancel them, because, hey, Shane and Ryland are still here creating, still uploading, talking about their baby journey, their lives, their homes, all of this, which is what I think they should be doing. You know, if they want to start a family, props to them, you know, great. And it's cool that we can sit and watch, right? You know, of course, there's been talk as well because Trisha Paytas is having a baby as well. And people are now looking at Jeffree Star saying, oh, when's Jeffree going to have a baby? I don't know. I don't know, girl. Anyway, I want to talk about what I've got on my face because I actually kind of like this makeup look today. So what I've got on my face is, I've actually used like 3 different palettes for my eyes today. So I used a little bit of the good old Conspiracy palette. I took the white for the inner portion of my lid on that one after I cut my crease. But I used the Sensorium Chapter 1 palette first of all. So I used like the purple, deep purple shades and this like plum, really deep plum, the pink and this lilac shade here. I used like, yeah, I used 4 shades out of the Sensorium palette. So that was what I did all above my crease here. It's all this palette. So this palette is a pressed pigment palette, so it is pigments, not eyeshadows. But I really like that because you get a lot of payoff, as you can see. And then on my lid here, the outer corner where it's darker, I've used a lot of Bloodlust palette. So I used a few shades in here. I used the Dungeon shade, this deep, deep, deep purple that's almost black. Then I used Vivid Mood, this lilac-y one down here. I used some of this Take the Crown shade as well. Used a tiny bit of that white just underneath here as well. Yeah, so I've used like 4 or 5 shades from this because this is actually my favourite Jeffree Star palette. His palettes at the moment are on a buy one get one free as well. So you can get one of the same or lesser value for free. And I've got this one, the Bloodlust, because she's my purple baby, my favourite one. And the Conspiracy that I used today. So aside from that, I've used Jeffree Star highlighter here as well, which I've used the Cavity palette. Today I took the pink, which is Candy Frost. The pink one out of there, sorry, my palette, you can see I've used it, so there you go. So I took that lovely, gorgeous pink one, and also I went into the Sacred Glass Extreme Frost palette there, and that gave me like a nice pink glitzy topper. So I used this one, which is Pink Purity, and that is on top of the other pink highlighter there. So you could go on jeffreestar.com, jeffreestarcosmetics.com, and you could buy like 1 highlighter palette, get another one free, or you could buy 1 eyeshadow palette, get another one free, which is really a good deal because Jeffree's palettes, they're not like cheap, you know, they are good quality palettes. And honestly, look, you know, I love the payoff his palettes give. I love the formula. I think the shadows are really nice and creamy. You know, most kind of YouTube beauty gurus with a brown will say, oh, my shadows are so creamy and stuff, but it's not always true. But with Jeffree's, I do find that the formula is generally really, really good. And honestly, that is what keeps me coming back and keeps me purchasing his makeup. I did actually pick up a couple of things today in his new launch, which was the little eyeglosses. I picked up 3 shades and a new mascara. So there'll be a review for those coming when they arrive. And I will see you guys on the next video. Let me know what you think about all the drama with James Charles and Shane Dawson, Ryland Adams, and also Manny MUA being a mooch, being a social climber, doing what he always did from sort of 2018 onwards. Really, these people, I swear to God, they say they've changed, but I really don't think that they ever do. Anyway, my loves, I'm going to go, so I'm going to love you and leave you. Enjoy the rest of your Friday, and I'll see you guys very soon. Take care. Bye.